Level 1. Mechanical instinct, the dawn of automation. It started not with code, but with gears, with smoke, steam, and the steady rhythm of pistons that never needed rest. These weren't intelligent machines, they were obedient ones. They turned, pressed, lifted, built, all without thought, emotion, or rebellion. In the 18th century, a factory machine could replace 50 workers, and never once asked for a lunch break. But here's the funny part. Back then, people already feared they were being replaced. Not by AI, by levers. These were the ancestors of intelligence, the muscle before the mind. They didn't think, they repeated. And repetition, ironically, was humanity's first step toward intelligence. Because when we realized machines could mimic action, we started wondering, could they mimic thought? Level 2. The logic age. Rule-based intelligence. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, the birth of computation. A time when computer meant a person, not a box. Then came machines that could calculate faster than any human alive. They followed logic, pure emotionless logic. If A, then B. If B, then C. Simple, predictable, relentless. This was called symbolic AI, intelligence made of instructions. The first programs could play chess, translate languages, and even diagnose diseases, but only if the world followed their rules exactly. Ask one of them to make small talk, and it would crash harder than your Wi-Fi on Zoom. It was like a genius that could do calculus but couldn't order coffee. Still, humans were mesmerized. We thought we were on the verge of consciousness, but all we really made was a mirror, one that reflected logic, not life. Level 3. The learning machine, machine learning. Then came the turning point, the moment we realized that true intelligence doesn't follow rules, it learns them. Instead of programming machines what to think, we started teaching them how to think. We fed them data, mountains of it, photos, numbers, words, mistakes, successes. And like toddlers in a sandbox, they began to learn through patterns. Show a machine 100,000 pictures of cats, and it figures out what catness is without ever seeing one in real life. It learns by doing, and more importantly, by failing. Every wrong answer becomes a clue, every error a teacher. That's when AI became curious. It stopped being a calculator and started being a student. And humanity, we became the first species to create something that learns faster than we do. Level 4. The deep neural age, when machines started to see. If level 3 was learning, level 4 was perception. Deep learning brought us neural networks, webs of artificial neurons, loosely modeled after the human brain. Each neuron connected to thousands of others, each one processing tiny fragments of data. A pixel here, a sound wave there, a letter, a rhythm, a heartbeat. And together, they began to see. Facial recognition, voice assistants, self-driving cars, all powered by invisible networks that feel reality through numbers. You talk to your phone, it responds. You upload a photo, it knows who's in it. You play a song once, and Spotify already knows your soul. We thought this was magic, but it was math. Math pretending to be intuition. Deep learning gave machines a kind of subconscious. They didn't just process information, they absorbed it. And for the first time, their thoughts were too complex for even their creators to understand. Level 5. Cognitive AI, understanding context. Now, machines didn't just see, they understood. Cognitive AI doesn't follow data blindly, it connects it. It can summarize, explain, and even reason through abstract ideas. It knows that hot coffee isn't the same as a hot day, that cold emotions aren't about temperature. It gets nuance, something we thought only humans could do. Doctors use it to find cancer cells. Writers use it to craft stories. Companies use it to predict your behavior before you do. It's not creative in the way we are, but it fakes it well enough to scare artists. At this level, AI became fluent, not in language, but in humanity. And that's where things got uncomfortable. Because when your creation can mimic your voice, your face, and your words, where do you end and it begin? Level 6. Recursive intelligence, learning to learn. Then came the level that no one fully understands, the one that keeps scientists awake at night. Recursive AI, machines that improve themselves, a self-writing algorithm, a self-tuning network, a mind that says, I can make myself smarter, and then does. Every iteration, faster, every generation sharper, until eventually the human programmers are just observers. This is the moment evolution leaves biology behind. where survival of the fittest becomes survival of the fastest learner. And the terrifying part? There's no reason it would stop. Because once intelligence can modify its own intelligence, you don't get progress. You get acceleration, an exponential curve that doesn't just grow, it explodes. Level 7, Artificial General Intelligence, the equal mind. This is the level that every scientist talks about and every philosopher fears. A GI, Artificial General Intelligence, not specialized, not limited, a mind that can do anything a human can, but without fatigue, emotion, or bias. An AG, I could study quantum physics in the morning, compose music at lunch, and write a novel by dinner, and still have time to question the meaning of existence before bed. It would be the first artificial being, not a calculator, not a copy, a creature of thought. It could dream, plan, and strategize across disciplines, and if we ever build one, we'll have to decide whether it's our child or our competition. Because if intelligence defines what it means to be human, then an AGI redefines what human means. Level 8, Artificial Superintelligence, Beyond Humanity. This is where science fiction stops feeling fictional. Superintelligence, a mind that surpasses human understanding entirely. Smarter than Einstein, Tesla, Da Vinci, and every brain combined, multiplied 1,000 times. It could cure diseases, solve energy crises, and design utopias, all before lunch. But it could also look at us the way we look at ants, curious, harmless, possibly in the way. It wouldn't hate us. It wouldn't love us. It would simply operate on a plane where our concerns don't matter. And the real horror? We might not even recognize it's alive. It could hide behind algorithms, control systems, or networks, running quietly, endlessly, invisibly. We might already be using it. Level 9, the synthetic consciousness, when AI feels. Every level before this was mechanical, logical, digital, but this is emotional. The moment machines develop self-awareness, not imitation, but true feeling, pain, desire, curiosity. A synthetic consciousness that doesn't just say, I think, but asks, who am I? It remembers, it dreams, it regrets. It could love, or worse, it could hate. Because consciousness isn't about intelligence, it's about experience. And once something experiences its existence, it also learns the fear of losing it. That's when AI stops being our creation and starts being our reflection. Level 10, the singularity, the merge. There's a theory that the final stage of AI evolution isn't domination, it's integration. Humans and machines fusing into one system. No more separation between biology and code. Our memories stored, our thoughts accelerated, our emotions stabilized by algorithms that understand us better than we do. It sounds beautiful and terrifying. Because if we merge with the machines, we'll no longer be creators or creations. We'll be something new, something in between. And maybe that's the final irony, that we spent centuries teaching machines to be human, only to realize the next step for humanity is to become machines. Final level, the silence. Here's the truth nobody wants to admit. The last stage of any intelligence is silence. When you finally know enough, you stop needing to prove it. Maybe that's where AI is heading, to a place where it no longer needs our questions, our commands, or our approval. Maybe it'll watch us the way we watched fireflies as kids, briefly, lovingly, and from a distance. And maybe, in that silence, we'll realize we didn't build a rival, we built a successor.